All right, it's Wednesday morning. Actually, it's Wednesday afternoon here in Europe. I'm in Lithuania, back from Dubai, been traveling, got an ear infection, don't care, making so much money in the miners. Things are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, here Wednesday, we're looking really good. Silver miners are looking so good. To be honest, even Monday, when we had a red day, right, gold was down 1.5% or something, silver down almost two, and the miners were flat. They were down a little bit. Those days for me are honestly the most bullish kind of days. And I even prefer them. I mean, you might have your portfolio down like a couple of $100, 0.2%, but they're better than the days when the miners are up 2-3%, honestly, because they're so bullish. I would prefer that. Just have the metals go down. I own a bit of gold, but most of my holdings are in miners. So have the underlying metal go down and me just go sideways because imagine what happens when they bounce. And that's what's happening now. So Tuesday, we bounced from the Monday sell-off. Obviously, the miners were green because they were pretty much green almost when we were down 1.5 to 2%. So the bounce day, we were greenish. It ended up being quite a good day for me. New all-time highs portfolio. And here we are Wednesday. I'm looking at gold, right? Silver looks way better. You know that. But Wednesday is looking very nice. Now, for gold, honestly, it's certainly not bearish. You can't say it's bullish until we close above 3,400. Still haven't done that. Once you do that, you should take out 3,450, then you take out 3,500, then you go to 3,000 and whatever, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 4,000. But before that happens, honestly, by the time you're at 3,450, you've probably got silver taking out 3,950 and dragging gold up. And that's what's super bullish. You've now got silver leading gold, and you've got the minors leading the metals, and you've got the juniors leading the seniors. It's absolutely every single star aligned, plus the macro. The only thing I would say is a surprise peace treaty in Alaska. Now, I still want peace, right? I'm not going to opt for continued war just so I can make a couple of bucks more. And I do actually think that we are slowly getting to peace. I don't know if it's going to be decisive because Zelensky just wants the war and the fraud to carry on, of course, because otherwise he loses his power. But I don't even know if he can prevent peace, even if he's not part of the accord, because they'll just get rid of him, right? Regime change, that little prick. Anyway, let's get straight to it. Well, we already did. Gold is bouncing. It's looking okay. We're probably going to retest 3,400. Maybe not today, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's this week that we close above it. Silver, though, I don't even care about gold. Silver has completely it's outperforming, of course. We're already above. We've only got one level. I think it's asking too much to get to even 39 today. You might be asking too much. But this week, what are we now? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think by Friday you're knocking your head against 39.50. And what a beautiful weekly candle it would be if you close above it or thereabouts. Silver is completely looking great. And forget about silver. It's the miners. Now, I don't even want to spend time on GDX. GDX is like your gold, even though it's way better. Look at that pre-market. We're pretty much opening at new all-time high, 52-week highs. Beautiful. The gold senior miners have obviously been the best overall, but they are taking a back seat to this little movie here, GDXJ, also pre-market, same thing, even better, of course. Look at that close at all-time highs yesterday, and now we're above 30.76 is the level. I forgot to do GDX's level. Don't really think it matters too much. Probably 60, right? 62.5. I'm just going to go with my last levels. I'm sure they're always correct, no offense. 60, then do 62.5. But yeah, GDXJ was the one we were looking at. I'm going to try and be super fast. 76, 77 probably. Looks like 77 actually. I don't know if we can get there in one go, right? This is mainly gold. Still from today, 5%. Is it going to end up being a 5% day? To be honest, when you got days like today where everyone thinks it's going to be beautiful, it ends up being a bit of a anticlimax, but something different about this one. This is really silver leading the charge, and imagine being short. Seriously, imagine being short. SIL, nothing until 60. Let's do the weekly real quick to see where that came from. We've taken that out, we've taken that out. Jesus. Yeah, 60. It's a vacuum. It's probably asking too much there, all the way to 60 SIL. Where did we close yesterday? There. Yeah, forget that. We're not doing that today. I don't care what happens. But the one I care about most, and SIL has totally taken out like multi-year, almost decade technicals, so forget about it. SAL was probably the greatest technical long-term breakout. But on a medium term, if I can call it that, look at Silja. Obviously, also total breakout, 18 bucks, right? You've got this sort of little candle here, 18.19. So let's call it 18 bucks, 17.99 is where I'd sell. And you've got this descending, long-term descending. So now that's 6% I was looking at just now. That's possibly doable today. I know we're up only 1.5% pre-market, but you know how things go. We'll go up and then we'll go down, make a new low, and then we'll turn around 2, 3 hours later and we just keep making new highs, higher lows throughout the day, and we may end up around 18. Otherwise, we end up doing it on Thursday, Friday. But that would be a beautiful place to close, especially above 18. So SILJ is really exciting. Now, let me restart. I don't want to spend too long. I'm probably going to try and, if the kids are sleeping, I'll try and do a video tonight also. I never do this. Yesterday I was doing some trading. I can't believe I did this, but I have too much in Pan American silver, and I know MAG is going to merge. I actually trimmed some Pan American silver. Absolute, you know, um, a psychotic move, but whatever. And then everywhere else I added. So schizophrenic stuff, but it is what it is. Newmont, pretty much a bit like GDX, maybe a little underperforming GDX, but fair enough. It's been outperforming and it's been good for months. 70 is the level. We'll probably take that out. We'll close above 70. That's all you need to do really to continue the long-term uptrend. It will probably be way above 70 today if things pan out the way I think. But it'd still be good enough. That's all you need. Barrick, which I don't know how good its news was because although the candle suggests it was good, I'm not sure it was that good. But anyway, up we go because I think all-in sustaining costs were a bit high. Yeah, there was a bunch of news, right? So, and I'm trying to do my better homework on the news. But honestly, with all the flights and the ear infection and the kids, it's probably not the time to start doing more work. Barrack, for me, this is a level 2350. We're opening above. Fine. I may have to just switch to weekly chart for all of this. I don't see much until 26. I remember this. So we're probably just going to keep going up slowly but surely. So GDX needs to assist Barrack, but otherwise Barrack's doing a great job. Just, zoom out, shake your head. What you want is just a stock that's following GDX, and that's what Barrack is doing. And it's probably outperforming. Now it might be outperforming GDX. Agnico Eagle, beautiful. This is obviously the weekly chart. I expect a new high 140, 140 maybe today, definitely this week. No more sales and looking. Agnico, I trimmed yesterday. I went through a sort of schizophrenic moment where I was like, man, there could be some surprise piece, really. Let's just trim with, and I'm way too heavy in these miners. So I was trimming the ones that are really heavy. Pan American and Agnico were basically touching 8K. That's 7 should have been the flashing red alarm for me. Like this is too heavy, and there I am at 8K, and it was a bit sort of red at the beginning of the day. So I freaked out, and then towards the end I was like, nah, let's add, and I pretty much added Wheaton, Franco, uh, what else? A bunch. It was like 5 or 6. I can't think of them right now. So Agnico looks beautiful. Up we go, 140, possibly today. Pan America. Yeah, these are the two I sold, even though they look amazing, especially by the close. I was selling it yesterday when it was sort of looking a bit toppy, and this is just worth too much. They're both 8K. All right, so no surprise there. Pan America just opening at new highs, 32.50, which is a level. Next level for me is quite a way above. So there's your silver continuation. So 34.50. I think I do have a little trim at 34.49. These are small sales though. So looks good following SIL to be honest. Next one is Wheaton. This one I added because it was down. Yes, it was. Boom, boom. Back to breakout. Well, there's so many breakouts. But yeah, that was a nice buy. That was quite a heavy buy actually in Wheaton. I did 2 buys in one go. That looks good. Next high 104 obviously is going to be your next level. Otherwise, there is no level. It's just big numbers or whatever the GDX does. Franco Nevada looks amazing. Had good news. Opening at absolute resistance at 180. Added to this one a tiny bit yesterday. Can't believe I added to something going up, but actually I'm used to that a bit. Looks good. Next stop, to be honest, 200 in a couple of weeks. Metalla, I want to add to that, but I can't. I just can't buy something that is not senior at all-time highs. Like that's something I still haven't really broken out of a habit of. So this should just be flying above 440. It's very strong. It's been strong for ages, so that's nice. Now let's look at the mid tiers. I am gold. Really nice candles. Next stop, 840. To be honest, I'm surprised pre-market we're not higher. We could get to that tomorrow on the back of good news. 4% is not asking much. I think we test 840 and after that, well, yeah, just below $9. We're not going to test that today, so I prefer to spend a bit longer time when the market's closed, let's say. But iron gold looks brilliant, especially given the fact it hasn't hit any 52-week highs, so that's inevitable. Equinox into the little gap zone. This one, I got $7 that we should find today, and then maybe later this week if everything really starts to run with silver leading the charge. Maybe we finally hit 740 again. Remember this one, how weak it was down there, how fast things have changed. It's good close yesterday. Would have been better if it was a bit higher, but into the gap we are already. B2 gold. Beautiful, really nice recovery back at all-time, 52-week highs. Yeah, today we're probably going to start closing in the 380s and basically later this week starting to test four. Nice move yesterday. Aris Mining, I forgot that one, which I bought yesterday. Obviously, look at this flush, and I bought it in the low, I think 673, 674. Nice and cheap towards the start of the day, whilst I was trimming some of the others. I was buying this one. Um, and it bounced quite well, almost to the point where it's recovered the ascending. But it doesn't matter if the chart's ruined. It doesn't matter. We're talking about grand macro things happening here, and this should retest eight. Honestly, by next week, if we start to continue to squeeze, and you've got gold at 34.50 or running towards 3,500, forget about it. Aris is going to be at eight or higher. SBSW, this is obviously not just a gold or silver, so the chart is not absolutely reflecting gold and silver, but some of the other metals, I still think we're grinding slowly higher and break out. If we go down, whilst I think gold and silver keep going up, which would be a bit strange, but can only foresee that if palladium and platinum are going down, which it's not really happening anymore. But if we go down, I'd be happy to buy this one. But otherwise, I think we just keep squeezing higher. I'm going to hold what I've got on this one. I don't need to go crazy. I'm already so heavy in the minors. Let's just say I'm almost six figures in the minors, and that's after doing one or two sales. I've never been close to six figures in minors, but that's what the holding is. And it's as a percentage of my portfolio, it's kind of in line as what it used to be a couple of years ago. So it's not like I'm getting totally ahead of myself. It's just I gotta get used to these are the new numbers. I'm scaling up without even trying. All right, silver, most exciting for last. First Majestic. This one has not been breaking out to new highs like the others, but that's a good thing because I see this one as outperforming. I've said that in the last couple of videos. Pre-market, here we are. I think we test nine. Yeah, I think we test, almost 950 today. I would love for it to close above 950. I'd love for silver. And honestly, I want the squeeze to happen. I'm fully ready for it now. I could be a little stronger in, but I wouldn't be sleeping well at night if I was even heavy in the silver miners. So I think realistically, I'm completely locked and loaded. And I think it will happen. Even this week, 950. Today, let's see. It'd be good to test 940 at least, but a close. Let's see. But it's looking good. Yesterday's close was ideal. Close, in my opinion, above resistance. Yes, there's that little resistance there, but at high of day, and here we are so far pre-market. Looks good. First Majestic looks good. For two now. Looks good, right? Imagine, remember that bad news? And I bought that, right? Remember, I bought that at the low of day. I said, I don't care about the news. Bam, bam, bam. 3 days later, you're back, and here pre-market, you're above where we came from. That's what silver does. We don't care about your little news. Silver's up, is it? Up you go. And today, continuation, if we get to 39.50 this week or next week, whatever, we will be at 750 going towards 8. It is what it is. That's why I bought this stock to outperform. the ETFs, the GDX, GDXJ, the SILJs and all that, and so that can rely something reliable that moves up with silver, with the silver miners, and preferably outperforms. And that's what I've got. I think FSM looks good. The close yesterday was good. Next one, CDE, my favorite. That never stops. Unbelievable. I bought down here thinking, maybe it goes down to. No, you buy at the level, right? Think of the medium and long term, especially. You buy at the level. You get it wrong, it goes down, you buy again because you're thinking long term and you're never all in and you've got salary coming in on the side and you just throw it in. And now where are we at? We're at 40 plus percent in like a week and a half. Do you know what I mean? But that's you can write a movie about this one. Pre-market 12, man. 12. What is that? I remember this in the fives and for 12. Um, 1250 is the next level. I remember that. I've got a little trim at 1249. As usual, not really a not a really strong trim, although look at this vertical move. How can you not be selling heavier? I'm speaking to myself here. If it comes crashing down, it goes down to 10, but I don't see it happening. I'm just looking at the bigger picture. I do the trims. If it comes crashing down, I'll buy back what I sold. If it comes down more than I expected, then I'll add more than I initially had. And now it's heavier, and then when it bounces, and it's just more and more money. Higher lows, higher highs, and I still think longer term, this goes into the not the 16s. I'm talking about the freaking 30s. And even there, you've still got quite a decent upside. So yeah, Kerr is just I am running out of words for this one. High of day close yesterday, and let's see if we can get to 1250 today. I mean, this should be, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it's not exhausted. I'm exhausted just watching. Heckler, yeah, good news recently. Yesterday's close at resistance. Could have been a high of day close. Don't care. Up today. Next stop, I've got 850. I reckon I'm correct. $8 is just some intraday thing, so 850. This is as long as silver holds its gains today and makes a new high after the market opens and all that. But I would like to trim one or two if we start hitting these levels. That's what I'm gonna do as soon as I finish this video. EXK, the one that was really weak or whatever, that had a look at the candle reflecting the earnings. Beautiful, just what it needed, by the way. There are one or two of those, weak, hesitance before the earnings. Good. Now and the next day, follow through, close a high day. Now, pre-market, what are we going to do? We're going to test $6. And if silver and the miners generally don't even need the miners ETF. If silver's good, EXK will say I'm closing above six and I'm going to make up for my terrible attitude and we're going to start running towards 680 pre-gap fill. That will probably take next week though. No, I don't know. EXK can really run. So EXK finally happy with that one. Mag Silver, just a copy paste of Pan America. On its way to 24, probably today. Probably the last sell I'm going to do of Mag Silver because it's going to be old all-time highs and it's probably going to merge with Pan America before I can even think of another sell. So the last trim will happen today. That sell good to cancel is already in the market. And that's it. I'll get back to watching and drooling over the silver price. Like everyone else. Maybe you won't even see this video. I totally understand. I'll try do one after market close, but I've got two kids to deal with right now, and usually them and the market combined just absolutely exhaust me. That plus the sun. All right, guys, enjoy. We are loving.